Let's try it again. The Vampire Stream. The Vampire Stream. This is dope. It's like, what the hell? The Vampire Stream. Yo, let's talk about this. Smash the like button. We're gonna try this again. YouTube has been bugging. They just had like multiple streams running at the same time, and I didn't do that. Yo, can you guys? Oh shit! Can you guys hear me? The Vampire Stream. Yeah, YouTube is. I don't get how billion dollar company has this much issues with streaming. I guess they're trying to prevent like weirdos or some shit. But this ain't it, Chief. Look. Look. How they have me live twice. I know I got the live stream, but damn. They have my shit live twice. So frustrating. Let me see. We hear you. He corrected the spelling. Yeah, man. Not you particularly, but they be trying to roast me. Oh my gosh. He said Ego got them concurrent DAZN streams. He said Ego just being a fool. He said Ego got them streams concurrent like DAZN. He said DAZN style. Hey, you you tried it. He said I got them that 600K. We got that 600K all day. Shout to 310 up in this. Y'all gotta hit the like button, man. Y'all stalling. Man, my DoorDash came. I ordered some food. That's what I got off of the last stream. But I'm actually mad that I didn't order more. Like I didn't really get enough. I got something small because DoorDash takes like 45 minutes to come, depending on where the restaurant's at. So at the time I ordered, wasn't super hungry. But now I'm hungry and it's raining out there in Brooklyn. So it sucks because it's hella late and I don't feel like going anywhere. I'm still hungry. But let's get it. Yo, my dude can't wait for that Garcia versus Garcia to be finalized. Yeah, that's a big one. I mean, like I said, Mexican American versus Puerto Rican American, I'll take it because Mexico versus Puerto Rico is a thing in boxing where we just had classics. Just had classics. You know, Cotto, Margarito, and a ton of classics. This has always been like a big rivalry. Hector Camacho, De La Hoya, you know, who's going to get the last word? Or is Julio Cesar Chavez? He said, I got Garcia. Y'all funny as fuck. That's funny. That's a good fight. I've always wanted to see that fight, though. I told you, man, Al Heyman, you could say what you want, but he seems to have a master plan. Like, just look what's being aligned. Tell me I'm lying. Daniel, what's up? See, people get mad like I'm jockeying, but tell me I'm lying. That's all. Just prove what I'm saying to be false. That's all I want. Yeah, Loma versus Campbell, Garcia. Yeah, but it's not a good day because I don't like when they do it. Like, it's cool, but it's like overwhelming when there's too much boxing on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it happens in the UK, it'll be on earlier. But I don't know, man. I just feel like if he gets if Al Heyman and PBC get these fights done, they gotta. This is forcing people to step up because like they're gonna have to have cars that are competing with this. See, the biggest thing is I told you guys, and you guys didn't want to listen. You thought I was just jawsing, like just selling wolf tickets. People, you have a lot of promoters and networks. They aren't really vested into the American fighter, but the problem is they're trying to pitch certain fights to Americans. That's an issue. How do you want to sell the fight to Americans, but you don't want to big up American fighters? Al Heyman's like the only one doing it. Like Charlo versus Harrison. That's two guys with some notoriety in their division or in the sport fighting each other, and they're both Americans. One from Texas, one from Detroit, right? But you look at Top Rank, you'll see like Corolla versus Lomachenko, a guy from the Ukraine, a guy from the UK. Tyson Fury versus Tom Schwarzenegger. What are you doing? You know, a guy from Germany and a guy from the UK, a gypsy traveler. Kubrat Pulev versus Bogdan Dinu, Romanian versus Bogdan. He's Romanian and Pulev is from Bulgaria. You see? Miguel Berchelt versus Francisco Vargas, two guys from Mexico. You know? Versus Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia. American, Mexican American, and American. One from LA or Oxnard or whatever, and then one from Texas. I'm telling y'all, yeah, I'm giving y'all free gems. Look at DAZN, Demetrius Andrade, guy from Rhode Island versus Selescu's Polish. Listen, there's great fighters from around the world. That's no doubt. But two things with it. One, why would you not make if you have in-house great fights that can be made with Americans? Why not make them? You know, ever. Two, why not put energy into promoting American talent? You know, Eddie Hearn got Tevin Farmer fighting Jonu Carroll, Christmas Carol or something. Who is that though? Do you get what I'm saying? In America, so that's cool. Tevin Farmer has a Philly fight, but he's not fighting anybody that people know, like Ryan Garcia, Javante Tank Davis, Joseph Jojo Diaz, these types of things. You get what I'm saying? And like I said, if I'm wrong, you tell me more so than Al Heyman, who's investing in the American market. I'm not saying every single fight has to be two Americans fighting, but it's common sense that if you're selling to Americans, then you're going to have to probably promote Americans, which they don't want because a lot of the prominent American fighters happen to be black, so they don't like, go overboard to promote like they will Lomachenko. Two, at least pick somebody that has been exposed to the American populace that we're familiar with. Like, nobody had a problem with Andre Ward versus Sergey Kovalev. Everybody rocks with Kovalev. They know, he was a beast. Period. Because we got to see Kovalev on HBO versus Jean Pascal, Kovalev versus B Hop on HBO, Kovalev Pascal 2, Kovalev versus Mohammadi on HBO, Blake Aparello. The thing with the game now is people are getting lazy. They're getting lazy with the promotion. Like, you have the audacity to put Kubrat Pulev versus Bogdan Dinu coming off a Gerald Miller knockout loss as a main event and put it in America and think that's gonna. You could have just not did that, and then Kubrat Pulev wouldn't have been having this lawsuit and suspension with Jin Sushi because that card should have never even really been a thing. then you wouldn't have to worry about no gin sushi. You feel me? Terrence Crawford versus Amir Khan, same thing. Like Terrence Crawford to beat to in his division to be for Crawford to show us more of his greatness, he's gonna have to fight his American contemporaries because it seems like majority outside of Pacquiao, majority of the best fighters at welterweight right now with profiles and names are all American, minus Pacquiao, who's the legend of the bunch. You know, Floyd, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia, you know, Devin Alexander, Berto, etc. He likes to announce he's leaving. Oh, y'all arguing with someone? Hey, block this mister. Do we have any shooters? I didn't even know he was even in here, bro. Block him. Yeah, anybody that announces they're leaving, blocked. We don't need you. That's what's up. Because the fact that you told people is corny. So Al Heyman got his foot on the game neck. Say what you want. These dudes are something else. Here, I'll get rid of them. These dudes are obsessed with my channel because they have nowhere to go because we destroyed their village. We destroyed old media. That's what the if you really want to why you bullshitting, that's the real thing is they don't have nowhere to go. They just displaced. It's like, they lost their job so they keep showing up at your job, you know, trying to distract you. Hey man, take a break. Nah, bro, I have a job. I get paid. Just because you got fired from your job. The fuck? That's exactly it. See, I'm the king of analogy. That's exactly what's happening here. We destroyed them. So, because they're unemployed, they want you to hang all the time. Nah, bro, I have a job. I work 40 a week. We ain't trying to end up like you in the WIC line and shit in the unemployment office because you got, let go of because you suck. That's what they doing. But Al Heyman got his foot on the game neck, to be honest. Because, like, look. So, let me read it for you because it's a bit bright. Jose Benavidez Jr. and Luis Collazo agreed to a summer fight. So that was the rumor, and it looks like they both have signed. Now, my honest thoughts, first impressions. I think it'll be an entertaining fight. They're both, they're both, they both have like kind of action styles or whatever. But you really look at the implications. Jose Benavidez Jr. was knocked out in his last fight by Terrence Crawford. One punch really kind of set up the knockout. So Jose Benavidez versus Luis Collazo, good action, but how big of a fight it is? Do you see what I'm saying? What's cracking ego? What's popping, Eric? Do you get what I'm saying? So that's the thing. It's like there's a difference between a cool fight, for boxing fans and hardcores, versus like big fights. And I don't feel like Jose Benavidez Jr. versus Collazo is a bit in the landscape of welterweight. I don't think that's a big fight and a good fight. You know what I'm saying? It's more so a good stylistic matchup. But the reality is Benavidez is coming off of a knockout loss, and Collazo hasn't, he hasn't had a big name fight in a while. So, like I said, that'll attract maybe like the hardcore boxing fans who just want to see a scrap. But I don't think in the grand scheme of things, I mean, how can you compare that with um, Sean Porter versus Errol Spence on free TV? You feel me? How can you compare that to Pacquiao Thurman, Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia if they get that off? It doesn't really up there, and that's kind of where Al Heyman is killing in that regard, because when in comparison, it makes some of these other fights, like if everybody's fights were around that level of that strength level, that'd be one thing, but Pacquiao Broner, Pacquiao Thurman, these are all bigger fights to me. There's levels to the game, facts. I personally don't mind it, but see, that's what I'm saying. That's what you're getting from Top Rank and the Zone. A lot of them are fights that we don't mind, but it's not like that blew my mind that this is happening. Do you get what I'm saying? Like people, from what I've seen, are genuinely, except for the haters who are looking for something, people are genuinely talking. Like I just seen on my homepage. I didn't watch it because I was sleeping, but then I woke up and seen it. Like the Boxing Voice did a video about Danny Garcia. I did a video. Do you get what I'm saying? Mikey Garcia, Danny. People are talking about the potential. Like that excites people. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't feel like I don't know. Here's an example. You could tell if a fight's big based on the press tour. Not every fight has a press tour. If you had to give a press tour where you went to multiple cities, would you give it to Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia? If you, let's say all these fights were like UFC under one umbrella, right? If you're the promoter of all these fights like the UFC, would you give the press tour where you could be in three cities, London, New York, and LA, to Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia, or to Jose Benavidez versus Luis Colazo? I mean, just be real. What would you spend your resource on? Obviously, in an effort to promote it, to make it as big as a success as it's going to be. He said the Garcias for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's common sense. I mean, Josh Kelly versus Ray Robinson, or, you know, Sean Porter, Errol Spence. I mean, honestly, look at the other welterweight fights. Kell Brook versus Errol Spence. Kell Brook versus Terrence Crawford, or Errol Spence and Sean Porter, Pacquiao Thurman. So, is it, without any doubt in my mind, Al Heyman got 147 locked down. Clearly, because there ain't no fights at 47 that are happening that are fucking with his best fights. If I'm lying, like I said, please let me know. Name a bigger fight than Pacquiao Thurman that anybody else not related to the PBC infrastructure is putting on. I would love to hear them. See, we getting to the point where old media is going to have to just beg for mercy. That's what it's coming to, because the more we stay at it, the more they have to reach. Damn, you drive hella deep. My dude Jose said I drive from LA to Phoenix and Phoenix to LA almost every day. Watch your videos daily for hours a day. I respect your hustle. Salute. Shout out to Compton. Appreciate you, man. Have safe travels. Glad you enjoyed the channel. Mikey has a better chance against Danny. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not Errol Spence. Like, I'm not, no disrespect to Danny, but, Errol Spence is undefeated and very strong and has a certain style. Danny Garcia is strong, but he sometimes he like for Sean Porter and Keith Thurman, he probably should have let his hands go more. You know, it's just a totally different fight. Plus, he got two losses in the last 2 years. So just a different fight. Definitely more winnable for Mikey than I would have. If someone said Mikey can beat Danny Garcia or Mikey can beat Errol Spence, fill in the bubble, I would give Mikey a better shot to beat Danny. I'm not saying I'm picking Mikey to beat Danny coming off of a loss, but he has a better shot for sure. He never works in the speed. You can't really train speed like that. Yeah, and I think Robert Garcia and Angel Garcia, that would be a funny ass press conference. You know, I speak the truth. Talk about Danny. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they might bump heads a little bit if the teams start talking shit. It might, you know, that Mexico versus Puerto Rico rivalry might come out. So I don't know. That's just what it is. Now on top of it, here's the thing. There's so much boxing that everyone's trying to do their own thing. Is we get a hell of boxing on the same day sometimes. So the thing is, the thing with the proposed, it's not finalized. Mikey Garcia versus Danny Garcia. I repeat, it's not finalized. But I guess they're in advanced stages of negotiating. But here's the thing. The proposed date is August 31st. That's the proposed date for Luke Campbell versus Lomachenko. I'm telling y'all, Al Heyman is playing like some real life chess moves. He playing real life chess moves because at the end of the day, there's several times where these double dates and he's putting on the bigger fight or close to the bigger fight. Do you get what I'm saying? So, okay, put it this way: if Luke Campbell and Lomachenko was the only boxing on that particular day, then they could just own the day and have all the views. But if Lomachenko Campbell has to compete, then that might hurt it. Because competing, like, what would you guys watch if you could only watch one? Mikey Garcia versus Danny Garcia on pay-per-view, or Luke Campbell versus Lomachenko. You guys vote. What would you rather see if you could only watch one? Garcia versus Garcia. Garcia. That's what I'm saying. That's how you know what the bigger fight is. The fans will tell you. See, that's what I'm saying. It's clearly a bigger fight. Now with the UK timing, I don't know. I don't know what time it'll be on, in comparison to if Mikey Garcia Danny comes up, but it's still, with undercards and stuff, it still takes attention away. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much boxing on. Because like what if you have to, run errands or take your kid to a sitter before and then you're going to the Garcia fight in Staple. Just different stuff like that. Shout out to Jose, perfect point. He said that's a great point too. He said at the Staples Center too, it'll sell out for sure. I just thought about that. Mikey fought Robert Easter Jr. at the Staples Center, and the shit was lit. I went. The shit was lit. Like the crowd. I honestly, I'm not trying to do too much. It wasn't far behind Wilder Fury. They had a good ass crowd. Like there was like a cool 15, 16,000 people, and there was like 16 or something there, somewhere in there. Wilder probably had 17 to 18, but there was a good amount of people. Now Danny Garcia and Mikey is a big. It's just two names that people recognize, and Mikey's from Oxnard, so you already know L.A. area, Riverside is about to go down. And then plus Danny Garcia is no stranger to fighting all over the world, including his last fight was at the StubHub. I don't know how many people went to that one because Crawford Khan was on too at the same day. But people know, oh, people know who Danny Garcia is though. Al Heyman playing this hardball. This is crazy. If he gets that done too, like I said, it's a mini tournament. That's six of the best welterweights, and the seventh person not included is Terrence Crawford. I just got a text from this pretty girl. That's why y'all mad, because I got this text from a pretty girl. That's why. Oh shit, man. They constantly want to go at new media though, and it's funny because it's all a matter of time. Like if what I'm saying is false, that's fine, but we're gonna find out. I don't really pick divisions like that. I don't, I don't really have a favorite. I just like fight, the good fights. That's my whatever has the best fights. That's my favorite division. Al Heyman is what does it say? Putting on the best fights with the most significance. See, he said plus the Garcias will have a better undercard. That's what I'm saying. Like you can put my boy Mario Barrios back on there. You can, especially if it's pay per view, you can get that cracking in L.A. Plenty to choose from. I'm gonna be at the Staples Center rep in Puerto Rico. Man, that's a big fight, bro. Like I said, Robert Easter Jr. is not the he's a and they put Ortiz on the undercard. That shit was lit. Damn, people getting blocked. I'm not even seeing what they're saying. What did they what did they say? We need Hearn, Heyman, Al, and Oscar. Heyman is Al to have a four-man celebrity death match. Oh my gosh, y'all funny. LJ said get rid of somebody. Damn. Get rid of Mr. UK boxing. What is he talking about? Get buying. Where is he? I don't even see him. Eagle have no heart, just like that coward Noah Wilder. That's what's up. Yeah. I got the heart to block your stupid ass. Blocked? Oh my gosh. These dudes just be saying stupid shit, bro. He said ego ain't got heart. What do I need to have heart for? To be a YouTuber? First of all, like you know me. Second of all, what do I need heart for to bang out YouTube videos? Like, you ain't showing enough you didn't put enough heart in this video. These dudes just be saying whatever and they know it. Damn, I really didn't think we would get on media like this, but it's about that time. It's like it's on some real curtain call shit. It's about that time. They don't even know how to diss me right. Talking about ego don't got heart. What do I need heart for? What you talking about? To hit the record and do YouTube videos? Stupid. Or how can I even not show heart doing YouTube videos? Like how can you determine if I have heart from YouTube videos? Oh, I didn't put enough heart in my videos. Yeah, I look nothing like Eddie Chambers, but that's what's up. Once again, men care more about what I look like than boxing. Crazy. Well, so sorry for old media. Looking grim. James Souza. Boxing ego. Tell him LJ. Boxing ego is all heart. He said ego the vampire Brooklyn. Did someone say that? I'm done, bro. He said this is really a vampire stream in Brooklyn. That's hella funny. The vampire stream in Brooklyn. I'm really vampire in Brooklyn. That's hella funny. He said Mario Barrios remind me of a Richard Pryor joke. That's hella funny. Y'all, y'all some real life vampires with me on the vampire stream. But yeah, Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia, I like that. I think that's a good fight. Vampire stream on the road, most def. I don't know, it'll be interesting. But like the zone, they have AJ on the couch with Meek Mill. Like, what is that? people just be wasting money and shit, bro. Like people don't know the first like major steps of like promoting certain things. Like AJ, he said condo. I'm done. No, I'm just saying, like, what AJ and Meek Mill, what is that supposed to be doing? Do you get what I'm saying? Tracy Morgan commercial, like that's you did like okay, for example, Tracy Morgan did all these commercials. Tracy Morgan did all these commercials, and Canelo still did 8.7 million, which is cool. But for Canelo's standards, for his past other big fights, it's nowhere in line with that. It's nowhere in line with that. You know, with his other biggest fight. Last time he was in the T-Mobile Arena, he did 27 million. This time he fought a really good competition in Jacobs, and he did 8.7 million. You always drunk. Hey, do we have any shooters? Get these motherfuckers out of here, bro. You always drunk. Like I said, this is what you get from old media. They don't even care about boxing. They just trying to come for me. That's cool. You lucky. Do we have any shooters? Like honestly, get rid of these guys. This is sad though. This is what old media has come to. Like they're not even attempting. Lamar, get rid of that dude or whoever that was. Who was it? Oh shit, Lamar Goddard, Estefani. These dudes be under their girls. They be under their girls' accounts too. The money DAZN spent on Tracy Morgan. Oh my God, hold on. The money DAZN spent on Tracy Morgan should have been spent on advertising their fight. That's what I'm saying. It's like you'll see. I'm here for Wilder Brazil, and you tell me if it feels like a fight week. I didn't even go to the media day, but there were a lot of people there. I was super tired, you know. So we'll see how the week plays out, and you guys tell me. When that it felt like a ghost town. It felt extremely weird for a Canelo fight, his last two fights. I swear, I'm not just saying that. I'm not like. I'm just telling you what I seen. Canelo Fielding and Canelo Jacobs did not feel like traditional Canelo fight weeks where everybody was talking about it. Some people were like, oh shit, he's fighting this week. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You know, it felt like a really weird Cinco de Mayo. Didn't feel like no, like, that's what I'm saying. I did a video about it. Y'all want Canelo to be something so bad, and that's just not the case. Like, he's not Mayweather. He don't fight like Mayweather. He's not as, like, he's not as powerful and bankable as Mayweather. Mayweather's not even Hispanic, and he was fighting on the quote-unquote Mexican dates doing better numbers. Canelo is of Mexican descent, and he's doing a fraction of his last fight. You know, basically from the Triple G 2 fight, he was down 68%. So I really feel like part of that has to go to the advertising game of DAZN. Something about it, you know, maybe just the idea. I don't know, something. It's not my job to figure out. It's their job. You're spending $35 million on Canelo. $35 million. Hell, what does that say? I don't know why it goes so fast. Hell, I'm mad how bad Al Heyman is killing these other promoters, so I could just imagine how they feel. I'm done. Hashtag new media. Man, we talking about what's real in boxing. And maybe that's what it is. Like, you know, maybe we're just embarking on the changing of the guards. Canelo was the biggest star in boxing, but now you got some other people who, I'm not saying they're currently bigger, but it's looking like they have the potential to be the next pay-per-view stars. It really does. And one of them's Wilder, and one of them's Errol Spence, like among other guys. But those are guys that, for me, that stand out. Skillfully Crawford, but who he's aligned with Top Rank, I wouldn't say. I don't see that, because is he gonna fight to become that? Because even if Errol Spence fights all the guys on his side of the street, and then Terrence Crawford fought him and beat him, that would be cool, and that would be a respectful thing. But Errol Spence is going to keep growing his brand and confidence if he keeps getting past these guys. You get what I'm saying? So he's gonna keep leveling up. I don't think the zone thought it through. They just seen big names and star power, and they thought all their fans for a cheaper price will get them. But it's there's no one set formula. Boxing, life is all about timing. There's different variables that go into it. Like they miscalculated and misjudged the impact that HBO had on boxing. HBO had been in the boxing business for 45 years, so I think they undermined and underestimated the power of um, seniority. Just the fact that HBO had been around for so long, and they were a known staple in the boxing. Just like when Harold Letterman just passed, everybody gasped when Jimmy Linden said it, because everybody knows Harold Letterman from HBO. So definitely impactful in the sport of boxing. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know if they thought it was going to be easy. They thought they could just sign big names and, at a cheaper price point, everyone would be like, oh, yeah. But that's not how it works, because I don't know how many people have done the $100 thing, but people are always looking for savings. So if anything, you gave them a price break, so now they're just not fucking with you until the fights that they want to fuck with you. You get what I'm saying? HBO, Showtime, Fox, PBC, UFC, they're still on the pay-per-view model. So every time you want to see John Jones and Daniel Cormier and, certain fighters, you're going to be on pay-per-view. You're going to have to come out of pocket for it, period. But the zone, to me, the whole pay-per-view is dead thing, it kind of backfired on them. Backfired in the sense that people are like, oh shit, pay-per-view ain't dead, but we just gonna save some money. I ain't I ain't gonna get the zone until Canelo fight. And they noticed that was where the trend was. So then they raised the price, doubled it by 100%, doubled it. Went from $9.99 to $19.99, because they know people were opting in and opting out when they wanted to, and they would just show up for the. That's like showing up to someone's party because they make good food or something. You know, so if someone else had like little like baby showers with no food or something, you didn't go, but then when they barbecue, you go because they make good food. That's what people were doing to the zone. They're like, oh, my boy Canelo's fighting for Fielding. Okay, cool. And then they would peace out after. I don't care about Andrade versus Artur Kov, so they would cancel. So it kind of backfired because it created this opt-in, opt-out type of mentality for a more fair price point than pay-per-view. Like, that's the risk with pay-per-view. No matter how like, Amir Khan quit, but if you paid the pay-per-view, you paid it, it's too late. You can't call DirecTV and say, hey, give me my money back because he quit. That was some bullshit. You asked out. You get what I'm saying? So Spencer definitely tried to unify first. People were mad at pay-per-view until DAZN dad streaming app was so bad. Then people would rather pay for quality. That's another point. People were having technical difficulties, saying they were double charged or hey, I paid, but I can't access the app. What's my password? I got locked out. You know, it just comes with different. Like you don't have to do all that with pay per view. You know, and I'm a human. Of course, I like savings, but this is the thing with like the DAZN business model. It's flawed. It's flawed because they're boasting about pay per view is dead, but you're not giving us like the shit that PBC is putting on pay per view. You're not making that many fights like that. Who want to say I'm lying? So look at all the rumored pay per views or pay per views that have happened for PBC this year. Pacquiao Broner, Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence, Keith Thurman Pacquiao, and Danny Garcia versus Mikey Garcia. So name the equivalent DAZN fights to those fights. So you know DAZN keeps saying pay per view is dead and without the hassle of pay per view and this and that. But the fact is, if you really break it down, they're not putting on bouts that are pay per view worthy. The only bout that would be pay per view worthy would be Canelo Jacobs, and that to me was underwhelming. I expected based on what Jacobs said and what Canelo said and how they were pushing each other at the weigh-in and all that. I expected some more action, but really like the Terminator, so he will keep coming forward. So you can't just you can't say pay-per-view is dead. We're replacing pay-per-view because you're not replacing it because you're not putting on those matches like that. You know, like honestly, if Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz with the 5.5, 6 week camp was $75, would you buy it? And I'm not even mad at the fight. I'm just asking you a straight up question. If Anthony Joshua versus late replacement Andy Ruiz with 6 weeks to train, if they said, hey, if it was HBO pay per view, would you pay $75 for that? And the undercards, Katie Taylor versus somebody Kell Brook pulled out, and Josh Taylor versus Ray Robinson, who just came off a draw and a loss and got knocked out by you guys. No, I'm not interested in it. That's what I'm saying. See, this is why old media is panicking. Because they know what we say, there's merit to it. You know people in America, that's not even like, that's like, if anything, a UK pay-per-view. They'll charge pay-per-view for it. But in America, that would never fly. That would never fly. AJ versus, and this is coming from somebody who, I don't even mind the fight. I'm telling you straight up. I do not mind the fight. Like, late replacement, I think Andy Ruiz can scrap. But we know, based on Andy Ruiz and, after he left Top Rank, he hasn't even really been active. That's why they put him on the PBC under. See, look, just look at this. PBC just put him on an undercard, right? That's where he's at. He just needs some activity. They just acquired him. So they put him on the undercard to Danny Garcia. It wasn't even the co-feature or anything. My man Joey Spencer's already fought as co-features. But Andy Ruiz hasn't. Like, they just put him on the card, just somewhere on the undercard. The reason being, he just needs some activity. But you look at DAZN, they're putting fighters like whoever on the main event that might really just analyze this. Andy Ruiz on the PBC. This is what I told you. I'm not saying I'm mad at Andy. I'm happy. I'm happy he's getting the opportunity. I'm happy he's getting the opportunity. I personally don't have a problem with the fight. I think he can fight. But it goes to show you the levels. Al Heyman has Andy Ruiz Jr. and he put him on the undercard, to, as opposed to a main event. But for DAZN, him coupled with their big star AJ, that becomes the main event. You look at Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia was just fighting on Facebook, on free Facebook with Golden Boy, on free Facebook. But for DAZN, he was a main event versus a guy coming off of a TKO loss, Jose Lopez. You look at Usyk was supposed to fight Carlos Takam. Takam, I get it. This is his first fight at heavyweight, but he's been stopped by all the big names. Then Usyk gets number one. It becomes the main event to keep the card alive. So you see the contrast. The contrast is this: Al Heyman's undercards are oftentimes better or equivalent, to say the least, to DAZN some of their main events. You get what I'm saying? Liam Smith versus Sam Egington. Is that better than, F.A. Ajagba versus Amir Mansour? I thought F.A. Ajagba, that was more telling. Joe Joyce versus Stavern. Like, these fights are more telling than Sam Egington versus Liam Smith. So that's the point. DAZN's putting on some fights. They got blocked. Yeah, they were probably trolling, talking about, can I donate? If people don't, it's stupid shit. If you want to donate, the money would be there. Straight up rats. But tell me I'm lying. Some of DAZN's main events would easily be PBC undercards. You know what I'm saying? Easily. So that's what they're gonna have to work out, And then getting Meek Mill and Tracy Morgan, that's cool, but I don't think that's where they're lacking. To be honest, I don't think that's the type of promotion that they're lacking. And it sucks because I got the $99 DAZN subscription and no good fights in the horizon. Yeah, because they did that as a scare tactic. Like, oh, it's only $833 a month. Pay-per-view's dead. And see, this is another reason why that whole just this is funny. I don't know who thought of it. It's just like, you ever watch the Super Bowl, and that's obviously an expensive time slot to have your commercial aired, and then this is your golden opportunity to have millions upon millions of people see your Super Bowl ad. And then you ever watch the Super Bowl and all the ads, all the commercials are like ridiculous and stupid. That's how I feel. Because whoever came up with these DAZN taglines and stuff, it just sounds horrible, because the nature of boxing is this. Even if you paid $100 for DAZN, if Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia rolls around and you want to watch that, then guess what? You would still have to pay for that regardless of what the fuck DAZN is doing, right? If Conor McGregor comes back and fights Khabib Nurmagomedov in a rematch, or Nate Diaz 3, if you want to watch it, you're going to have to still pay for it. So it'd be one thing if DAZN was like Black Box or something, where it had everybody's fights. You ever see those like video game consoles, and it'll play all the Nintendo games, all the Sega games and arcade games on this one console. If DAZN did something like that, that would be different, because you would have, like, if it was just like one app, and you could get Danny Garcia in that for that, like Movie Pass, something like that. But you keep saying pay-per-view's dead, but what happens if you like Pacquiao and you want to watch Thurman? Who's gonna just say, you know what, Pacquiao's my favorite fighter since I was 12 years old, and I'm Filipino, but I can't support him because I've already paid $100 to DAZN for a yearly thing, despite whatever their catalog is. See how stupid that sounds? Nobody would do that. You're a lifelong Pacquiao fan if you like who he's fighting, and the only way to watch it, HD and support him, and support the event is to order it. You know, then you're not gonna just say, "Oh, nope." But wait, I already gave DAZN 99.99, so I cannot do this because then you cannot watch the fight. Then, so it was just it was always like a failed attempt to slag the competition. You get what I'm saying? The bottom line is what I told you guys from the jump. Content is king, and if people like what you're doing, then that's what they're gonna watch. If they like the matchup, they're gonna watch. No, fans don't care more about their own. Fans care more about their own personal entertainment than they do political beefs and shit like that. Whoever has a good fight, I'm watching it. Like DAZN had the Canelo Jacobs, so I watched it. Period. So I'm just telling you what I see. DAZN has to catch up because they, like I said, Ryan Garcia versus Jose Moran. That's not really a main event to me. So when you say 100 nights and 100 days, yeah, but one of them is Ryan Garcia, who I like, you know, versus a guy coming off a knockout loss. That's not really a main event. He fought someone comparable and had a tougher fight on free Facebook through Golden Boy. So how's that a main event from DAZN? Sir Icy doing $5 on a date right now. So I just dropped 10 and say this. This man, he creeping. Too many of y'all are sleeping on Danny Garcia. Mikey will lose badly again. Mark my words, stay in your lane. Oh shit. He just dropped off that pack and and peaced out. Enjoy your date, man. You know me, I never slept on Danny Garcia. Even a good DAZN fight you're likely to watch on your phone app. Who gonna throw DAZN fight watching party and everybody watching they app? Yeah, or you have to, figure out, mirror it to your TV. But people, I don't know. Sometimes, and see, this is the thing. Like, I think the idea, everything's about timing. Timing. The zone's trying to be like so innovative that it might not even be the right time for it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because people still like convenience. Like, okay, if you're cooking carne asada and ribs and shit, are you gonna want to worry about, getting a Roku and mirroring it to your TV, or if you have a Samsung phone and this and Apple TV, does anyone really want to do all that? Versus just boom, boom, would you like to buy? Yes, boom, you're done. Then you can go back to cooking and enjoy your party. Plus, streaming is not foolproof. I just did 2 streams trying to get this stream to get running. I don't have this problem when I make regular videos. It's only with YouTube streaming. So, streaming has inherent issues. People get logged out of accounts and double charge, just different shit. That's why they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But the zone, they seen HBO getting out the game. They're like, oh, we got this. But it's proven to be probably more difficult. Hey, block this Lil Kiss or whatever. Block them, shooters. Lily Kiss or whatever. Block that person. No, Lamar, don't no. That's the same person. They ain't no be cool. Block her. That's the same person that got blocked. And the time for being cool is over. You weren't be cool the first time. We getting rid of you. He said no. Hey, block this motherfucker, man. Block this other dude probably talking bad in Russian. We having a party. We blocking all that. Trying to play games. I told you they don't have a home. They are homeless. They are wanderers. Old media don't have a home anymore. They don't have any homes. I'm out of here. I gotta get up and it's New York time. Holla at the boy. I'll be back with some more heat. These dudes is we really got old media in a frenzy. They don't know what to do with themselves. And they can't prove us